we're ready to finally start vlogging after a busy morning. It's like 10:30 right now, and I woke up at 7 and I've just been fucking grinding, you guys. The creative juices are flowing. But when you're ready to start vlogging, your fucking camera is almost dead. Pro tip, new YouTubers, make sure you charge your fucking cameras. And we're back. The camera is charged. Let the vlog begin. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another informative video. Today we are going to talk about what to do when you are plateauing, when you are dieting. This is a very common occurrence and it's going to continue to happen when you are dieting or when you're cutting for your show. You're going to see plateaus. So the important thing to remember right off the get is that fat loss is not linear. I also want to note that fat is only one component when it comes to your scale weight. You also have muscle, bone, organs, and water that are factors that you need to consider when you are stepping on the scale, because these other factors are going to be changing as well, which are going to contribute to fluctuations that you may be seeing on the scale. If you're not losing weight, before jumping to the conclusion that you have hit a plateau, you want to firstly look for a trend. So this is why I honestly recommend taking averages of your weekly weigh-ins, whether it's bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it is that you do your weigh-ins, take an average of it and look for a trend. If you see that number going down over time, you haven't hit a plateau. You're just struggling to practice patience, and you need to continue to be consistent and be more patient. But if you aren't losing weight, you aren't seeing progress, and you truly have plateaued, there are a couple of things, there are a couple of strategies that you can utilize to help kickstart that active fat loss stage again. So item number one is to remove excess water. Water is the number one contributor when it comes to fluctuations in the weight. So my number one recommendation is to take an Epsom salt bath, maybe the night before you do a weigh-in. It'll help remove that excess water to help contribute to a more accurate reading on the scale. So honestly, just try removing some excess water before your periodic weigh-ins. Next strategy to utilize is just to push yourself harder. By doing this, I would firstly look at your exercise regimen. How often are you training? How intensive is your training? Look at pushing yourself a bit harder to ensure that you're actually training 4 to 8 hours a week. And this should preferably be weight training. Very little of this amount, like 30% of it, should be contributed to cardio. And these are just steps that you want to utilize once at a time. So if you have increased your intensity with your training and you still aren't noticing any progress, next thing you want to look at is your overall calories. So your caloric intake may be a little bit higher than it should be, and you're not truly in a caloric deficit. So try reducing your calories 5 to 10%. Give it a couple of weeks to let your metabolism adapt and see if that helps kickstart that fat loss stage. Next, you maybe want to rethink your cardio. I know a lot of people do an insane amount of cardio, and doing excess cardio coupled with no weight training at all, it's actually going to reduce your metabolic rate tremendously. You're not prioritizing your muscle retention, you are not prioritizing your strength or power, and these are huge contributors to having a higher metabolic rate when you are in a dieting phase. So if all you are doing is cardio, this could be very detrimental as to why you aren't seeing any progress. Excess cardio can slow down the process of building muscle and strength, which are important factors when it comes to fat loss. Cardio should only be meant as a way for you to be in a caloric deficit. So by being in a caloric deficit, you can either take that from food or from cardio. I simply like taking it from my food because it's a little bit more accurate of a measure when it comes to being a caloric deficit. But if your calories are super low and the idea of eating less is not ideal to you, then look at increasing your cardio. But I never recommend your cardio being any more than 30% of your time spent in the gym. And if all of these things aren't working and you still aren't seeing progress, most of the time, the majority of the people that I have worked with, is it's time for a diet break. Dieting is extremely hard on your nervous system. So if you aren't seeing any progress at all, that means that your nervous system is stressed out and it is time to give it a break, to give it time to rebalance itself. If you don't give your nervous system that break, you're not going to see progress. It doesn't matter how hard you push, how low your calories get, you need to listen to your body and realize that it's time for a diet break. Now, I know So many people will say, well, how long does that take? First of all, you need to practice patience. If you aren't practicing patience and understanding that this is a journey and there's no expiry date on that, it's not gonna work. So practice some patience and realize that a diet break can be anywhere from a couple of days to a couple of weeks to a couple of months. So it honestly depends on how long you've been dieting for. Most people, especially women, are dieting for years without even realizing it. They're consuming 600 to 1,000 calories every single day for 3 years, and a diet break for 2 days, that's not going to do anything. You need to give yourself a couple of months at least to take that time in order for your hormones to rebalance so you can actually implement a successful fat loss phase in the future. But for maybe a competitor, you might even see diet breaks in the middle of your competition. In fact, Kyle is on a diet break right now. So what a diet break doesn't mean that you stop tracking your macros and you just go all out and enjoy yourself. Actually bring your calories back up to maintenance levels and make sure that you stay within that amount. But it gives you that psychological break from being in a significant caloric deficit with food restrictions, essentially, even though you may be a flexible dieter. If your calories are at 1,600, it's almost next to impossible to fit in anything that you may be craving. So it allows you to take that time for your hormones to rebalance, and it helps you physiologically and psychologically as well. So if you find that none of the previous options are working for you, you need to consider implementing a diet break. Bring your calories back up to maintenance levels. Lastly, embrace this journey. Fat loss is a journey. It's a long road and we never know how long it's gonna last. Take it for what it is and use it as a learning experience to learn how your body is. It's a great opportunity to really get in touch with your body and understand it so that when you go forward, because this journey never ends, you will have a better strategy the next time you diet down for something. Whether it be a competition, maybe you're getting married or you're going to Mexico, anything like that. There's always going to be a time where it's like, oh, I need to tighten up a little bit. So by embracing this journey right off the get, you're going to really understand your body so you have a successful fat loss phase in the future, and it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable, less stressful, and you're going to have a clear idea of what to actually do. And just remember that plateaus are a part of it. There's speed bumps in your journey, so take it for what it is and just be patient. How is everybody's week going so far? Today, I'm kind of stuck at the house. Maybe about a month ago, somebody hit Kyle's car and it's getting fixed all week this week. So Kyle has the Mini. So we're kind of doing a little test run of how it would be like if we were to carpool. So he has my car today and I'm basically stuck inside all day. But that's okay because I'm getting shit done. Lots of stuff on the way, you guys. Holy hell, I can't believe how productive I've been today. Had a really good day today. Got a lot done. Skype sessions, Facebook Live sessions. This is something new that I am doing with my team. So if you are, I'm getting so many inquiries for online coaching right now, and I'm actually only going to take on a couple more people before we do our next challenge, which will be in the spring. So I really don't like taking on more than I can handle because I like to make sure that I give people custom training and the attention that they deserve and need when it comes to online coaching. It's something I pride ourselves on, that we don't take on too much so that we can make sure that we're giving the best services available. But if you are interested, this is something new that we are going to be doing. We are going to be doing a monthly live Q&A for our clients on Facebook. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and I'm excited to do that going forward. So having said that, hope you guys like this video, and as always, you guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the damn video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.